Hi guys. I've been debating on making a video, but sorry, don't mind this, but just to kind of go over some of my very weird symptoms. All of these symptoms are basically painless, so they're more weird or discomforting, if anything. Guess I'll start with my vision. So, you know when you sneeze really hard and you see all the dots moving around all over the place, kind of like someone threw glitter in the air. So, I see that almost all the time. It's not as dramatic all the time. It's more of one here and my side view, one there. Every once in a while, I see a lot of them at once, like when you sneeze really hard. It's weird though, is like they stay there for a couple minutes when it happens, and my vision is clear when it happens most of the time, so like I swear I could just reach out and touch this little light. Like that's what it feels like. That's how clear they are. Yeah, mommy Vio is my babies. Then sometimes one of my eyes will go blurry. You want to see the video? Sometimes, but yeah, I've had literally this eye has gone very blurry to the point where I was debating if I should even go to the hospital. But with this pandemic going around, I'm trying to avoid pretty much everywhere. I haven't been out of the house in over a month. I'll put it that way. Another weird symptom that I get. Well, I guess this one I've technically only had once, but I've lost my taste before. That's a really weird one. I think it was like a month ago, and I don't usually count things as my symptoms unless I get it like at least twice. And this I've still only dealt with once, but yeah, I grabbed an apple and I just started eating an apple one night, and I realized I couldn't taste nothing, and I'm thinking, well, maybe this apple just ain't got no flavor. So, okay, crappy apple. And then I ended up eating a bowl of Lucky Charms shortly after and realized I couldn't taste that either. So, apparently it was not the apple. Let's see, what other weird ones do I have? Sometimes lately one of my new-ish symptoms is kind of like the fight and flight feeling. Like, you know, like kind of like when you're going down, right before you go down a roller coaster, you know how your body's like, oh crap. Well, I sometimes get that randomly. Sometimes, like, I mean, it's hard to put how much of that is to anxiety, but when you have that feeling for almost an entire day, it's like, okay, well, I don't think this is an anxiety attack or a panic attack or anything like that, but it's really weird. All I can do is just try to pretend that it's not there, but it's kind of hard when your chest is going like this. So let's see, I got that. My ears ring all the time. It's mainly just this one. But it's non-stop. But it's kind of like a quiet ring. I don't notice it too much. Oh goodness. I don't notice it too much unless like I'm in a room by myself and there's no noise. So like if it's quiet, it's really loud. If I'm trying to go to bed and I have my head on the pillow, it's very loud. Sometimes it happens on this side, but most of the time it's just my left ear. However, I do get like that buzzing, vibrating sensation in my right ear. But I get that like everywhere. So that's one of the things, like, so like when my pain started, it was just in my pelvis, and then eventually it spread through and went down my legs, went up through my arms, went to my face, which is the worst, to be honest. Actually, I would put, when the pain's in my face, I put that worse than childbirth, like, easily. But anyway, so, like, I get the pain spread around, but I also get other sensations. So like one of the sensations I get is like that numbness feeling, you know, like when you sit on your foot for too long and like it falls asleep and you can't feel your foot. So like I get that feeling in random spots, very randomly. I even get it on my face. So like sometimes I'll get it right here. Sometimes I'll get it like in my cheek. Sometimes half my cheek will be numb. Like it's crazy. Yeah, I get like the buzzy sensation all over. And then, let's see, what's another one? Oh, sometimes I get like a tickly sensation. The best way I can explain it is it kind of feels like there's a bug crawling underneath your skin. It's kind of like, it's kind of tickles. Like, so you know, let's say you're in water and you're wearing normal clothes, you got a t-shirt on, water, air gets trapped in your t-shirt and you feel the bubbles go up. It's a very similar sensation. It's not really bothersome, but I mean, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I get tickled, it kind of turns into an itch. So I'm constantly like, ugh. But, so there's that. I also deal with muscle twitches and tremors and jerks. And the muscle twitches have actually gotten so bad that sometimes my foot will just go poof. My hand will just go poof. Sometimes my entire arm will just go poof. Like it literally moves on its own. Right now I'm in the process of finding a medication that will help control that but not make me want to go to sleep at the same time, because a low dosage of medications isn't exactly helping, but high dosages kind of make me want to go to bed. So I'm in the middle of that. I think the weirdest spot I ever got muscle twitches was inside my throat. I've only had that happen once, but that was very weird. Felt very similar to the hiccups, except for it wasn't down here, it was in my throat. I've also gotten like that buzzy numbness feeling in there too. Sometimes I get like the tingling sensation and it feels like I swallowed Pop Rocks or something. Yeah, so I get that crazy sensation. I'm trying to think what else. Some of my crazy symptoms. I do fall pretty often. A lot of that has to do with weakness, but sometimes it's because of my knees lock up. My knee will roll and I actually have to crack it all the time. Like, I swear my joints are horrible. My fingers hurt, my toes hurt. I literally have to crack my elbows multiple times a day. My elbows. My freaking elbows. But yeah, so joint pain sucks, but it's not, that's something that I kind of think I dealt with a little bit before all this, but it's hard to say. I'm beginning to question some of my symptoms when all this first started, because when all this first started, it was only in one area, and I only had like pain. That was like the main symptom. So, but now I got all this other crazy stuff going on. It has affected my heart. I am on blood pressure medications and a medication to lower my heart rate, because I kept getting these fatigue spells, and I swear to God, like I almost fainted from sweeping the floor a couple times. And I mean, as in like I literally had to drop myself to the ground to make sure that I didn't pass out. That was scary. I have fainted once, and I've had multiple close calls, but that's just, I don't know. But yeah, I have to be very careful when I stand up, because if I stand up too fast, then there's a very good chance I'll have to sit back down before I faint. That's a weird thing to deal with, but yay. So my blood pressure is always going all over the place. It used to be very high. Finally got that under control. My fatigue's not as bad, but fortunately I still have very bad fatigue spells. And I just want to point out, fatigue and tired are not the same thing. You can be tired and not fatigued, and you can be fatigued and not tired. But when somebody says they're fatigued, like really fatigued, don't just be like, oh, go take a nap, because that doesn't always help. I literally have to nap every single day in the middle of the day. If I don't, it feels like I pulled an all-nighter for the last half of the day. Like, it's really bad. But anyway.